So let's start with letter Bā. As you can remember, in Sulat Sūg or in JavaScript, this is how Bā looks like. Examples are Bā'i, Bātu, Bāsūg. So again, Bā has two different pronunciations. We have Bā Mahantap, examples. Again, our examples earlier, Bā'i, Bātu, and Bāsūg. And then we have the Bā Mahangin variant, which in here, examples, we have Hawai, Labud, Luwid. Listen carefully. Later we will be discussing how they are different, or they are represented by the IPA letters. Okay, let's discuss first the Bā Mahantap variant. Bā Mahantap, according to Dr. Benj Bangahan, is wherein the letter Bā is pronounced with closed lips, making the air exit somewhat explosively when pronouncing a clear, distinct sound. Mahantap in Bahasa Sūg, it means clear or distinct. So when do we use the Bā Mahantap? First, we use the Bā Mahantap when the words are starting with letter Bā, either as an isolated word or at the beginning of a sentence. We also use Bā Mahantap with words with the letter Bā in the middle, but preceded or followed by another consonant letter or a glottal stop, represented here by an apostrophe. Lastly, we use Bā Mahantap on all words ending with letter B, letter Bā. Let's have an example for the first group. Words starting with letter Bā, either at the beginning of the sentence or as an isolated word. Examples here, we already have this. Bā'i, Bātu, Bāsūg. As you can see, the letter Bā is pronounced clearly. In a sentence, example here, Bagay ko hi Omar. Bagay ko hi Omar. Next, when the words with letter Bā in the middle but preceded or followed by another consonant letter or a glottal stop. Examples, we have Ambak, Ambak, Sabtu, Sabtu, or Takbang, Takbang. As you can observe here, the letters Bā are in the middle of the word, but it is either preceded by another consonant or followed by another consonant or a glottal stop. When used in a sentence, when the letter Bā is in the middle of the sentence or preceded by another consonant, we still use the Bā Mahantap sound. So here, hi Omar in Bagay ko. Hi Omar in Bagay ko. Bā Mahantap. Lastly, we use Bā Mahantap on all words ending with letter Bā. Examples here, we have Malanab, Malanab, Sabab, Sabab, and Ukab, Ukab. Again, as a review, when do we use Bā Mahantap? We use Bā Mahantap on words starting with the letter B or Bā, either as an isolated word or at the beginning of the sentence. Words with letter Bā in the middle but preceded or followed by another consonant or a glottal stop, and all words ending with letter Bā. Now let's proceed to Bā Mahangin. Bā Mahangin, according to Dr. Benj Bangahan, is produced when the letter Bā is pronounced with the lips slightly open all throughout. Hence, air smoothly and freely passes out during the pronunciation. Mahangin means airy. Listen carefully as I try to produce the sound. Va, va, va. It is important to note that Bā Mahangin is not equivalent to the sounds of Va as in letter V or Wa as in letter W. Why? Here are their differences. Bā Mahangin, air passes through both lips that are slightly open. Teeth are not involved. An example, look at my mouth. Va, va, va. Letter V, on the other hand, air passes through or between the lower lip and the upper teeth. There is a kind of biting the lower lip style. Va, va, va. That's letter V. While Bā Mahangin is va, va, va. While on the other hand, the letter W, air passes through the both lips forming a tight circle. Example, wa, wa, wa. So observe, va, va. That's Bā Mahangin, va, Va. That's letter V or Va. And Wa. Wa. That's letter W. They're everything different. So never use the letters V and W to represent Bā Mahangin. You should just retain the letter B, but the pronunciation is different. So when do we use Bā Mahangin? We use Bā Mahangin when we have words with the letter Ba in between two vowel sounds, or words beginning with the letter Ba but preceded by another word ending with a vowel sound. Examples: words with letter Ba in between two vowel sounds. Here we have examples. Havai, havai. As you can see, the letter Ba here is placed in between two vowel sounds, namely letters A. Havai, havai, not havai. Havai, havai, havai. V, havai, not habai. Labud, 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 not labud. Lubid, 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 and not lubid. And not luwid as in wow, or lubid as in va. Okay? Again, havai, havai, labud, labud, lubid, lubid. In a sentence, when words beginning with letter Ba is preceded by another word ending with a vowel sound, we actually use the Bā Mahangin. An example here, Bay. Remember, Bay means house. It uses the Bā Mahantap sound because it begins with the letter Ba. But when we use it in a sentence, harap ko pabay, harap ko pabay, it now uses the Bā Mahangin sound. I'm going to my house. Why? Because the letter Ba here is now preceded by another word that ends with a vowel sound. So the letter Ba is now in between two vowel sounds. Common error with Bā Mahangin. The sound of Bā Mahangin, or airy Ba sound, is sometimes heard as similar to the sound of letter Wow. Some Tausūgs would use the letter W to replace the letter Ba, which is not correct. This should be avoided at all times. Why? Because here are examples. They will write Hawaii instead of Hawaii, Bawai instead of Bawai, and Sawab instead of Sawab. So please try to avoid. This is wrong because it is prone to errors, especially with words with similar spellings but of different meaning. Let's have some example. Please do not use the letter Wow or W to replace the letter Ba to represent Bā Mahangin. Okay, why? Here's an example. We have two sentences here which are similar, but we just changed the letters Ba to W to Wow. So in the first example, we have da hindi kami maglaway. Da hindi kami maglaway. We pass through here. In the second example, we have da hindi kami maglaway. Laway. Laway means salivate or drool. So it's very different. So try to avoid it, okay? So as a review, Bā Mahangin is used with words with the letter Ba in the middle of two vowel sounds, or words beginning with the letter Ba but preceded by another word ending with a vowel sound. Okay, here's a beautiful example. Bawai, girl. Bawai means girl, woman, or female. As you can see, the first Ba here, colored red, is in Bā Mahantap because it is placed at the beginning of the word Ba, Bawai, while the second Ba is using the Bā Mahangin sound. Why? Because it is now in between two vowel sounds. So Bawai, and not, we pronounce it as Bawai, not Babai. Okay, Bawai, Bawai. It's the same letter but of different pronunciations, different sounds. So there we have it, Bā Mahantap and Bā Mahangin.